for a touchdown, a couple yards deep in the end zone. I know your guys, they always go in there with the assumption that it's coming out, even if it's in the end zone, but this will be even more so the case this week.
Yeah, and we've done a great job. You know, we're one of the best kickoff coverage teams in the country, and Potter's a big part of that, obviously. But when teams have brought it out, we've done a great job. And our guys, to be quite honest with you, they want them to bring it out. That's kind of the mindset that we have. You know, I like the guys that we got. We got some dudes covering that thing. So, you know, we'll be ready. But it's going to be a huge challenge because they're, I mean, just unbelievable in their return on both sides, punt return and kick return.
Was Satterfield one of the guys that came through here when he was at App State?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's come through here a bunch of times. He came through here when he was at Florida International down there. He came through, and before he came through when he was at App, before he went to Florida International. And then went back to App, and they came down here several times. Always enjoy spending time with him. Did an awesome job at App State. I mean, what a tremendous program they had there, and that he built and that left. Or I say he built. You know, they had Jerry Moore did a pretty good job too. App State's been good forever, but Sat was a great player there, and you know, just did an awesome job of building his program when he was there, and really winning a bunch of games. We played them. Played them 1 year. I don't remember, 2 or 3 years ago when we played them. 15. Yeah, we played them, and that wasn't one I was happy to schedule. Those guys are really good. They do a great job. As we've already seen, they beat somebody this year. Beat North Carolina. Yeah, beat North Carolina, which kind of shocked a lot of people. So they're still one of those 10 or 12 undefeated teams out there. So their coach Drinkwitz. He's done a nice job. He's a good coach, so he's done a nice job. But Scott left him a good program and a good foundation to come in and build upon.
I know Isaiah led the team in tackles and all that last year, but how have you seen him grow even more so this season so far?
He's just really focused. He's much more serious about his game planning, his preparation, just more detailed in what he's doing, and that's just nature of going through the process and developing and growing as a person, maturing. He knows what he wants to do, and he understands he needs to play well to achieve, you know, the type of goals that he has for himself, not just our team goals. But so he's just very locked in. You know, that's the biggest thing. I mean, he's been incredibly consistent, and that's what he was very productive, but kind of inconsistent, you know, like when you grade him. You know, he might not grade a winner, but he'll lead your team in production points. Now he's grading a winner every week. He's getting player of the game, and he's leading your team in production points. So he's just more detailed and just a more complete, well-rounded, knowledgeable football player. He's something special, though. He's really playing some good football.
Coach Jordan Williams was telling us yesterday that he's been lobbying to get in on that fridge package that you've got. When you have defensive recruits come in and they see how much fun y'all were having last year with that, how much does that resonate with those guys?
Well, I mean, you know, they all want to do it, but you got to be good enough. And you know, he's number 59, so he ain't getting on it. It's not gonna happen for him. We got a good little group. You know, guys that we think we have a great package. We've worked since August. Unfortunately, we should have scored, but we didn't do a good enough job coaching the backside, and we didn't gap hinge. And if we gap hinge, he scores easily. But we had a guy come unblocked from the backside, and you know, we didn't do a good enough job teaching that part of it. But we'll get all that cleaned up. But we got a nice little package that we believe in, and it's just, you know, it's just a change up, and it's just physical football, and you just got bigger dudes. I mean, you got 300-pounders in there that are athletic. I mean, and it's not that you don't like your 250, 60-pound tight end. It's just you got a 300-pound. I mean, do you want Dexter in there? Do you want, you know, Christian? I mean, and then Xavier Thomas, you know, he's 260 pounds and can fly. Now, I still thought he could have got in, but that's his first time to kind of be out there, and he's still a young player, kind of getting his sea legs under him. But he'll be a guy that can get it done.
With Xavier Thomas, I know that during camp you wanted him to sort of round out his game more. I guess through halfway through 6 games, how would you assess?
I would say he's a lot like Isaiah Simmons as a sophomore. Well, actually, Isaiah was a redshirt, so he's probably ahead of Isaiah Simmons as a redshirt freshman, but probably more like Isaiah as a redshirt sophomore. That's kind of what I'd say. Unbelievably productive. I mean, like production points. He makes plays when he's in the wrong spot. He does the wrong thing, but even like on the 2-point play, I mean, he got a minus on that. He got a minus, but what a play, huh? But he didn't execute right. But that's that's what he can do. But very few people can do that. So we had the reverse last week. That's his play. I mean, just little things on how he, where his eyes were supposed to be and just being more detailed. But he's made of the right stuff. He's fast. He's explosive. He plays with great effort. And those are the things that you love because you can coach all the rest of that stuff. And then he's just, what he has you can't coach. I mean, he's just a freaky athlete. So just going to get better. He has improved all year. He did not grade well early, and now his grades have become much more consistent. Still not grading a winner, what we call a winner, consistently enough. But he's right there. He's right at that line, and he's a little over, sometimes a little under, and his minuses. But yet he'll lead the group in production points. So he's playing well, to answer your question. But he's still a work in progress. He's not anywhere close to what he's gonna be when the light really comes on for him. Because he's still learning a lot of football. He was down at Wilson, and he went out to IMG, and he's just. When guys are moving around and they don't really – he did not come in here with a great foundation. And so he's a developing guy, but he's willing. He's a great kid. I mean, just a super attitude and works really hard. But just getting him to be more knowledgeable and more detailed and more consistent in those things. And he's improved a ton. So this second half of the season, I'm hoping that we make big strides there, and then hopefully this time next year he's a really complete guy like an Isaiah Simmons. But it just takes time. But he's doing a great job. He really is. All those guys. I mean, KJ is probably the most improved guy. I'm super pumped about KJ Henry and what he's doing. He's really kind of transformed himself from where he was last year and even at the beginning of fall camp. But he's a very self-aware kid. He's very different than Isaiah. He comes from a very good football foundation, but he was more of a basketball guy and just physically had it, it's going to be hard for Isaiah to develop more physically. I mean, he's unbelievable. KJ needed to develop physically, but mentally in a good place. And now the physicality is starting to show up. He's playing faster and freer because that knowledge is starting to kick in for him. So I think he's our most improved guy. And then, but the whole group. I mean, Logan, he's just a salty dog, man. He's steady. He's tough. You love everything about Logan. And then Justin Foster has really become a good player. And then Maskell's coming. So his physicality, the way he practices. Maskell's on his way. So it's a good group. It's a really good group.
You mentioned mental toughness with BT. Have you found that players respond differently to different types of discipline?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's part of coaching is, knowing when to love them and knowing when to chew them, That's just part of coaching. They all need it. They all need both. And they all get both here. They all get it. Every single one of them. Ask Deshaun Watson if Coach Swinney ever chewed his butt. Ask Travis Etienne if Coach Swinney ever chewed his butt. Yeah. They all get it, but it's just, and a lot of it depends on who they are, and you know, sometimes you have guys come through here and you look for a chance to yell at them, and you don't ever get a chance to yell at them. It took me a while to get to yell at Trevor. I was so happy when I finally got to yell at Trevor. It was awesome. I was so excited. You don't give me opportunities. But yeah, I mean, that's just coaching. It's just, you know, you spend a lot of time together. And sometimes you got to put your arm around them. Sometimes you need to really kick them right in the butt. And if you raise kids, you understand that. At least that's how I was raised. That doesn't mean I'm right. That's just what I believe in. You know, I didn't have timeout in my house. I mean, not there's anything wrong with timeout, but Swinney boys didn't have timeout. That's to each his own. But I just think that in a world like we're in, I mean, this is a bunch of men. It's competitive, and you know, iron sharpens iron, right? And if you ever watch iron sharpen iron, there's some sparks that fly, and sometimes that happens. That happens player to player, coach to player, sometimes player to coach. I mean, it's just kind of part of the world that we live in, so.
What happened when you yelled at Trevor?
He just looked at me. Sorry, coach. You know, my bad. Yeah, that's it. It was like fall camp, I think, maybe. They never have a chance to yell at him. He just you know, kind of does. And I didn't get many opportunities at Deshaun either.
I want to ask about Braden.